Hello everyone, I'm the Mighty Blues, and welcome back to Danganronpa 2. Last time, we completed the investigation of Nekomaru's murder, and in this episode, we are descending down into the class trial. Going into this, I have absolutely no idea who the killer could be. I don't even have a suspicion. Genuinely, I have no suspicion on anyone. I have no idea who the killer is, how the killer could have done anything. Nagito has given us some hints on how they could have done stuff, so we may be able to piece things as we go along. But this is really the first trial where I'm at a complete loss, which means I'm going to struggle heavily. So I apologize in advance for my poor gaming skills.
We're in a normal elevator that shakes when we're in an elevator that shakes this bad. It reminds me of how efficient that elevator in the Funhouse was.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably true. The elevator continued to shake and descended deeper and deeper. And suddenly, it stopped, like it always does. Curious to see how the Funhouse trial is going to look like, because we are in our normal domain. Yeah, this looks about as unhinged as I figured. I understand your desire to applaud this wonderfully vulgar trial room. But it's so exhausting to discuss useless things, so let's just get on with it already.
So sad. My chest hurts. Forcing everyone to do this is so sad.
Hey, don't go talking without permission after I've said my catchphrase. Otherwise, I'll roll a dice and based on the results, I'll give you a sex change operation that many times.
Wait, hang on. Wait, hang on. Are you offering that for free? Because, I'll do that. I'll gladly take that. Can you do that for me, Monokuma? What an extreme punishment. Some of us see it as a benefit.
Now
then,
let's get on with it once again. Let's get a move on, boys and girls!
And so it begins. I hope this would never happen again, and now it's happening for the 4th time. The curtain to the 4th class trial was about to open. Nekomaru Nidai, the ultimate team manager. He was more passionate, more daring, more honest than anyone I'd ever met. Truly, he was more man than any of us. He sacrificed his body to protect Akane, and his appearance changed drastically because of that. But he still tried to live earnestly. And just when I finally got used to his new form, Nekomaru's killer is one of us. Killing someone because it's the only way to survive is no excuse. I won't let this be excused. I won't forgive this. The person who betrayed Nekomaru, who betrayed their friends, I will never, ever forgive them. And so, this life-threatening trial billowing with hope and despair has begun. We're not going to save our progress, however, we are going to set up our skills because I was actually able to buy new skills. And we have quite a bit of skill points, so shouldn't be too hard to equip everything. Ambidextrousness. Wow, we only bought 2? Alright, well that works. I feel like I should open up the e-handbook. Take a look at my truth bullets because it's been a week since I last recorded. Actually, not a week. It's been a couple days since I last recorded, so I don't remember a lot of things. Alright, I've looked at the truth bullets. I think I'm good. Let's start.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial. During the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island. I'm sure you guys are starving by now, but let's get revved up and raring to go! Whoever survives will be treated to a fancy lunch. Guess what? Rabbit curry is on the menu.
Huh? I'm not the main ingredient, right?
I'm here today because Coach Nekomaru risked his life to protect me. I'm gonna be the one who avenges him. I'll definitely find out who the killer is. I'm definitely not tempted by curry. Got it?
Akane! You seem to have an impressive amount of drool flowing from your mouth.
Hey, why don't we try going over the incident? We weren't able to leave Strawberry House, so I want to make sure we get a detailed understanding.
I discovered Nekomaru's body a little before 7 a.m. I headed over to Grape Tower for Monokuma Taichi and found the body there. Hajime and Chiaki were also with me.
Hajime was with Miss Sonia and Chiaki that early in the morning? Don't tell me you three were together since last night!
Imbecile! I am not some woman with flexible legs.
Of course you're not. You're much classier than that.
With legs like those, I could probably do the splits real easy.
We just happened to run into each other on the first floor of Grape House and went to the tower together.
And then, the three of us discovered Nekomaru's body.
The body discovery announcement was made soon after. Akane heard that and rushed over.
We heard the body discovery announcement too, from Strawberry House, obviously. As I recall, we found out the elevator was out of order, which left us stuck.
So we decided to go to the tower for the time being and headed for Strawberry Hall. But someone even broke Strawberry Hall's door button. We couldn't go anywhere because of that.
Thinking we should at least find some method to communicate, we set our sights on the lounge telephone.
Forget these boring intros. Let's talk about the killer. Anyway, it's definitely someone from Strawberry House.
What do you mean, definitely?
There's no way a chick would kill someone so cruelly. So it must be one of you Strawberry House dudes. One of you better hurry up and confess, or I'll break all of you in half!
You're the cruelest one here!
Now, enough with the lovers' quarrel. We need to think about this seriously.
Oh my god, man! You can definitely tell that Chiaki's confidence has improved a lot since the beginning of the game, and I am all for it. This girl got some great dry sass.
We don't have the luxury of discussing irrelevant things. The incident this time has many questions.
Like Chiaki's dry humor. I guess I should probably, explain what I mean when I say dry sass. She's got really good dry humor. Her dry humor is absolutely impeccable, and I love her for that.
The incident notwithstanding, I also have many questions.
Then let's start with something even Miss Sonia can understand. The weapon.
Kazuichi, did you just imply that Sonia is stupid? Wait, hang on. Whoa, Kazuichi, now I'm confused. You've been simping for this girl the whole time, and now you're implying that she's an idiot? You're the idiot here.
Well, the weapon is obvious, right? What the heck, you guys? The weapon! You can totally tell just by looking.
You can tell what the weapon is just by looking. It wouldn't be much of a mystery if that were true. The only thing at the crime scene that looked like a weapon was probably... Well, he's going to imply the hammer, but I don't actually think that's what it is. Also, I think Nagito's a little too on the nose in terms of pointing out the flaws of Kazuichi's point.
Right there at the scene of the crime.
That pillar, huh?
No, the hammer. The killer used that hammer and beat the crap out of him.
If it was unexpected, I suppose that is possible.
That's right. It was a surprise beating. The weapon is decided.
Yeah, no, I don't actually think that's the case, and I'm starting to understand that not everyone else, everyone else agrees that's not true. The hammer is not the weapon. It's the tipped over pillar.
That pillar.
And beat the crap out of him.
Oh, I understand. Okay, I understand now. We weren't trying to explain what the weapon is. We're pointing out the fact that the murder weapon was not actually the hammer because the hammer looked brand new. I was trying to understand the implication of the conversation. Okay, it took me a little bit, but I got it.
Why not? Why can't you accept it?
A lot of oil was flowing from Nekomaru's body, just like human blood, right? If the hammer was used to beat Nekomaru, you'd expect some oil to be on it at least.
But that hammer was clean. So that's why you can't accept that it's the murder weapon.
Well, yeah, but the killer might have wiped off the oil later.
Also, I'm just gonna say this. I'm honestly gonna be a little upset if this trial just becomes so nonchalant and just outright is like, yeah, Kazuichi's the killer. Because, like, obviously, I feel like this is setting up our first suspicion with being Kazuichi. Because why would Kazuichi be so stubborn that the hammer was the murder weapon because the hammer had to be there at the crime scene, even though everyone else can agree, no, it's not. It almost makes you suspicious that Kazuichi, like, everything about this trial makes it a bit too obvious that it's Kazuichi. Because think about it. The elevator was broken. The door, the buttons to everything was broken. Nekomaru was the one that was killed, and he's a robot, and Kazuichi's the ultimate mechanic. Like, knowing Danganronpa, it's playing a bit too on the nose to be Kazuichi, but I guess I can't say anything. Because Ibuki was killed last trial, and she was killed, and she was in a hospital, and who was the killer? Mikon. Did I just... Am I too oblivious? Was I just too oblivious to realize, like, yeah, it's Kazuichi? Because my thought was, like, Kazuichi's too stupid. He's too stupid to do this. But the fact that he's been the most bitter character this chapter... I guess I can see it now. Now that everything is laid out, it's like, yeah, it's probably Kazuichi. And that kind of pisses me off, because, again, it's too on the nose. It's too obvious. I hate that. I like the challenge. I like the, like, I don't know who it is. But now we're 5 minutes into the trial and I'm like, oh my god, is it Kazuichi?
Why?
Well, obviously, to make the hammer look like it's not the murder weapon.
Then why bother cleaning the oil? If they didn't want it to look suspicious, they would have discarded the hammer.
You're pretty insightful, baby gangsta.
Baby gangsta? Holy shit, that is the greatest name ever for fucking Fujiko.
Baby gangster? Me?
I love that. That is amazing.
Just so you all know, I was trying to test you guys.
Uh-huh, sure, Kazuichi, sure you were.
I thought, maybe you guys mistook the hammer for the weapon or something.
This is making it too obvious. This is making it way too obvious that Kazuichi is the killer. This is way too obvious. I hate this. Please do not tell me this blew the entire writing budget on the first, 2 trials, and now the 3rd and 4th ones are absolute dog shit. Like, I was already disappointed in the 3rd trial. Please do not disappoint me on the 4th one.
It seems that was a waste of time.
Then what was the real weapon used to murder Nekomaru?
That's the problem. There wasn't anything else at the crime scene that looked like a potential weapon.
Then, how about we look at it from a different angle? If it doesn't have oil on it, it's not the weapon. So whatever has oil on it must be the weapon, right?
The actual weapon that has oil on it, but it's something at the crime scene that had oil on. Yeah, it's the broken pillar.
I see! The only thing with oil on it is that broken pillar.
Then that pillar is the weapon! Coach Nekomaru got clobbered with that pillar!
Nobody could withstand a blow from that pillar.
Hang on. I just made a connection that I never made until now. Because I've always thought, like, okay, if the pillar was the murder weapon, how did it get knocked over? And how did it clobber Nekomaru? And at the same time, I'm like, well, what does the wire have to do around Nekomaru? Easy. The killer tied the wire around the pillars, got Nekomaru to go down into the tower. He tripped on the wire, got tangled up, and the pillar fell on impact. That's exactly what it was, right?
Even if you used 100% of your muscle strength, it would be impossible to wield it as a weapon.
Why?
We tried to move it, right?
Yeah, we did. But that's why you gotta look at it from a different angle, which is what I brought up.
That pillar was pretty freaking heavy. But there's one dude who could have lifted that pillar.
Huh? Who are you talking about?
Coach Nekomaru's robot body. With that dude's super strength, lifting a pillar would be real easy.
But Akane, he's the one that died, so you're implying he bashed himself with the pillar and killed himself.
So, he lifted the pillar, and then what? Did he use it to beat himself?
You mean Nekomaru killed himself?
Don't be stupid! He ain't the type to commit suicide!
Then even if Nekomaru could have lifted that pillar, it has nothing to do with the case at all.
Well, I guess you're right.
What the heck?
But it does bother me a little. That word, suicide. Oh yeah, because Nagito brought this up. The fourth murder of the killing school life was apparently ruled as suicide. But I don't think this is a suicide. I think this is the first anomaly in the killing school life. Because the way you think about it is this. I know it's been a couple episodes since I haven't, I've talked about this. I'm still under the belief that Nagito is like a hardcore, Danganronpa fanboy. You know, he dresses like Makoto. He's constantly referencing Hope's Peak Academy and Hope and Despair. And the way that Danganronpa 1 ended, there's no way you can convince me that the Future Foundation and Makoto's, duel with Junko wasn't like a big historical event. So Nagito probably became a fanboy of Makoto and joined Hope's Peak Academy through sheer luck. That's why he dons himself the ultimate lucky student. So, the fact that Nagito has information pertaining to how the previous school lives were, and the fact that we've, as a player, been able to make the connection that all the class trials were extremely similar to the class trials in the first game, makes you notice that theme. I think this is going to be the big gotcha of this trial. Not necessarily who the killer is, but the fact that Nagito's probably going to have a mental breakdown at the thought that this isn't a suicide, right? That's the only thing I can think of, because I cannot believe that Nekomaru killed himself. I just can't. He was too optimistic. He was too cheery. And sure, people who are depressed can do a very good job at hiding it. I'm speaking from experience. But I don't think feelings as complex as that are even theoretically possible to go on in Nekomaru's head. I don't think those things are possible. Especially what we know from having free time with him. I think that's what it is. No, that shouldn't matter. There's no way Nekomaru would commit suicide.
But that's a problem. If it's not the pillar, then there's no other weapon we can think of.
I'm thinking the wire, actually. I'm thinking the wire is the weapon.
There may be a way to use the pillar as a weapon without lifting it.
Huh? For reals?
Yes, for reals.
I see. So my gut was right after all. All right, it's up to you, Sonia. Prove that pillar was the murder weapon.
Understood. Then I shall give it my all. Sonia, here I go!
I love her. I love Sonia. I'm so glad Sonia is getting more time to shine as the game goes on, because she was kind of one of the least interesting characters, but now I love her.
There's no need to lift that pillar.
If the pillar was not lifted, beating him with it is beyond a dream.
What about tipping the pillar over? They aimed right for his head and bullseye.
Even I could probably tip it over.
Considering the pillar's weight, it probably exerted a ton of force.
Sonia, you go, girl! I'm getting hella excited!
Killer murdered Nekomaru by tipping over the pillar. Is that really it?
no
No,
need to
actually,
lift that
because of
pillar.
the pillar fragments, I think.
If the pillar was not...
What about tipping the pillar over?
No, that's wrong! If Nekomaru was crushed by the pillar, then there should have been fragments on top of his body.
Huh? Fragments?
The pillar fragments were scattered beneath Nekomaru's body, but there weren't any on top of his body. If the pillar had been tipped over and crushed him, the fragments should have been on top of his body instead.
I briefly considered that too, but it's probably not what happened.
I see. That was entirely my bad.
If they didn't tip it over, then how did the killer murder Nekomaru with that pillar?
How much longer are you gonna focus on the pillar? Just let it go already.
There's no way I can let it go. I'm positive that Nekomaru was killed by that pillar.
Why are you so certain about that?
I just have a feeling.
A feeling, huh? That's just your instincts.
But we can't say for sure that that instinct is wrong, can we? There's another way to use that pillar to kill. You guys just haven't noticed it.
Is that true?
Then I shall ask you, what way is that?
You guys, the same as usual. You're unable to clear a path to the future with your own powers, so you just stand there and falter. What a waste of talent. And you all intend to fight the Future Foundation? You make me laugh.
What did you say?
Regardless, it's not like I want to die with the rest of you. So I guess I should lend a hand.
Hey, Nagito, what the hell happened to you? How come you're not talking like a lunatic anymore?
I've learned a valuable lesson. Ignorance is by far the greatest shame.
Huh? What do you mean?
Who cares? Just tell us how the pillar was used to kill!
Well, first of all, the pillar itself is not enough. But when combined with a specific item, there's a way it could be possible.
Yeah, the wire.
A specific item?
Yeah, it's the wire. I don't know why, but for half a second I was like, wait, did they possibly press the good night button and then bonk him? No, it's the wire. They tied the wire around the pillar. That's what I said earlier.
Of course, the ultimate weapon.
Hang on. You cannot be serious. The ultimate weapon is wire? Not guns or knives or swords. It's a wire? What the fuck?
Ultimate weapon?
Isn't that the thing you get when you clear the final dead room?
So, Nagito knows what the ultimate weapon is?
Of course I know, but I'm pretty sure everyone else has seen it, you know?
We've seen it?
That's right. You've seen it clearly. Because I, the one who has claimed dominion over evil, am the ultimate weapon.
Hell yeah, Gundam, you are the ultimate weapon.
I am he who cuts the insolent catalyst which flows out from the chaos with the sword of victory. It's only fitting that I deserve to be called the ultimate weapon.
No, you are far greater than the ultimate weapon, since you wield your 4 dark devas of destruction.
Hell yeah, Sonia! Agreed! A man who can wield that many hamsters is worthy of being further beyond the ultimate weapon! He is the ultimate super duper weapon!
I see.
I love these two! Fuck it, I ship it. I ship these two. This is so goddamn adorable. Oh, I love them!
I don't know why, but I'm not liking this.
That's because you're a worthless simp, Kazuichi. She's not gonna fuck you. She likes Gundam! And rightfully so. Gundam is amazing.
Cut the bullshit and say it clearly. What is the ultimate weapon?
In order to clarify that, we first need to solve the secret of the Funhouse.
Huh? The secret of the Funhouse?
Is he implying that the wire was used as the towers rotated? And that, in turn, caused Nekomaru to die? I'm confused.
You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you?
Alright, Nagito, just shut the fuck up and tell us. Holy shit, dude.
Ah, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Oh my god. I had a feeling this was going to be the trial in a nutshell. I had a feeling that this is how Nagito was gonna act, and... yeah, I was right.
Except for Hajime?
If we make it out of this, I'll explain it to you guys.
Anyway, we must first clarify the secret of the Funhouse, right? Then I think it must have something to do with the structure of the Funhouse. Strawberry House leads to Strawberry Tower, and Grape House leads to Grape Tower. But in actuality, they are both the same building, and both houses are linked to the central tower. It is undeniable that such a sweet building structure is the secret of the Funhouse.
Man, not only does that make perfect sense, but Miss Sonia's beautiful voice is just so soothing.
Give it up, bro. She ain't gonna fuck you.
Faux show.
I love that. I love that. Just Kazuichi being like, oh man, Miss Sonia's voice is so beautiful. And then the next thing she says is, faux show. I love her. I love Sonia. The two houses are connected to the tower in the middle. I thought that at first too, but I ended up finding proof that completely contradicts that. I'm forgetting that proof. And I think that has to do with Nagito. I feel dumb. Oh no, and I have to do a non-stop debate. Oh god!
In truth, Strawberry Tower and Grape Tower are actually the exact same place.
So that's the secret of the Funhouse.
Is that really it? It's weird to say they're both the same place. I mean, the walls are different colors. And the designs on the floor are also different.
We've already settled this problem. Give it 10 years before you argue with Miss Sonia.
This whole time, we've been thinking the two towers are the same building, but... if that was the only mystery, there's no way Nagito would mention it here.
Are actually the exact same place.
No.
The Grape Tower are actually the exact same...
No, I just got the truth bullet wrong. I had the right idea, but the truth bullet was wrong. Damn it. And to be honest, I really don't know what that... I really don't know what this implies. Because, like, okay, the entire truth bullet is strange feeling in the tower. I need to know where this is going, because that one I completely just was like, I don't have much to work with. I think this is it, but I don't know for sure.
Why are you asking that now? Do you harbor a grudge because my kingdom destroyed your homeland?
Hajime, I won't tolerate any sort of rebellion.
I mean, doesn't it seem strange? When we went to Grape Tower from Grape Hall, Nekomaru's body was in front of the door to Strawberry Hall. But when we went to Strawberry Tower from Strawberry Hall, his body was in front of the door to Grape Hall.
It's probably some kind of trick, like the floor rotating 180 degrees or something.
How would Kazuichi know that? How would he know that exact wording? Because think about it. If Kazuichi is innocent, then he wouldn't... I have a hard time believing that Kazuichi would make the connection that because the compass that Nagito gave to him rotated 180 degrees, that he would make that connection that, oh, the tower rotated 180 degrees. The only other way he would know that information is if he went to the Octagon. Because I'm sure that window that Nagito looked through had to do with something. Right? That... Is it really Kazuichi? I hope not. That's too obvious.
If it is, then see? That means it could have passed as the exact same place, right?
If so, then what? Do you seriously think such a simple answer is the correct answer?
Does that mean he's wrong?
Oops, I guess I've said too much.
If the floor didn't rotate, then that means we need to think about the structure of the building again.
Bow down!
Okay, you know what? I think...
moved Nekomaru's body.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. I actually think this is the first sword fight that actually makes sense. Up until now, they've all just felt kind of pointless. No, this argument actually makes sense.
While we were moving from Grape Tower to Strawberry Tower, but we should have all been together during that time. Even if they tried to move the body inside the tower.
Then Monokuma did it. While we were moving, Monokuma quickly moved things around.
But Nekomaru's body wasn't the only thing moved. Are you saying the broken pillar was moved too?
If it is too heavy to carry, let them roll it. Just like if there is no bread, let them eat cake.
Man, you know, it actually kind of makes sense that Sonia would be so stubborn here. Okay, that's a lot of swords.
There are many
Oh,
different
wait,
ways.
hang on.
The body and the pillar could have been moved. The pillar could have been rolled. And Nekomaru could have been moved piece by piece. I decree it was Monokuma's doing.
Moving the body and the pillar in such a short time. That might be hard even for Monokuma, don't you think?
It seems you have forgotten. Monokuma is surprisingly strong, wielding the power of the futuristic Robo-Bear. The pillar, the body, everything at the crime scene?
Yes! That's the... Okay, I knew it had to do something with the oil, because how the fuck would they be able to move the oil 180 degrees?
It is possible. But it would have been impossible to move the oil on the floor.
Yeah, how do you move a liquid that's already spilled 180 degrees and have it be perfectly still? How do you... Like, it would smear if you moved it physically and not rotate the entire building.
Huh?
Yeah, even the oil was there.
Nekomaru's body and the pillar changed. The oil surrounding his body moved too. Physically moving all of the oil like that is simply not possible, no matter how you look at it.
Then it's impossible to think it was moved.
I am terribly sorry. I cannot believe I got so fired up.
Yeah, don't worry about it, Sonia. It happens. It's okay. We forgive you.
It's all right. A fired up Miss Sonia is awesome to watch.
Shut the fuck up, Kazuichi. Nobody likes you.
So what really happened? Does that mean the two towers aren't the same building?
We can't be certain of that either. Not when the experiment involving the handbook I left on the tower floor was a complete success.
Yeah, the e-handbook was still there. That's why we thought the two towers were the same building.
If they're not the same building or two different buildings, then what are they?
No idea, huh?
This mystery ties into the secret of the Funhouse, something that not everyone knows, except for the killer, because I'm assuming the killer actually went through the final dead room, and Nagito. But we don't have enough clues to solve that mystery. Then the only thing we can do is rely on one person who has those clues, Nagito.
Hey, Nagito. I thought it would come to this. I knew my turn was coming up.
Don't sound too excited, Nagito. To be fair, you are the only one besides the killer who solved the final dead room.
Fine. I'll tell you guys a big hint that can help you solve the secret of the Funhouse.
Give us the answer, not a friggin' hint!
But then it wouldn't mean anything. I need you guys to do this class trial properly. It's also important for me because it will help me determine something.
Determine? He's determining if he's gonna side with the killer or side with us. Don't shit. He's been saying that ever since the first trial. Is he talking about the traitor? Oh, I didn't think about that though. Yeah, he could be trying to determine who the traitor is. If so, why did Nagito say that all of a sudden? Did something happen to him? I guess that could tie the fourth trial to being connected to the first game, because the first trial was a suicide, but the fourth trial was also when we found out who the traitor is. Yeah, I guess that also makes sense. That's a side of it I didn't think of. Oh my god. And now I just now realized. Great job, Blues. I just now realized. Now it makes sense why Sakura, there was a statue of Sakura in the Funhouse. Because she was the killer, she was also the traitor, and she was the one that died during the fourth trial. It's all hinting to the first game. Oh my god, I never realized that.
But how do we know your hint is any good? It's suspicious that you're the only one who knows it.
I have a good reason for that. The reason I'm the only one who knows it is because I was the only one who performed the appropriate action.
He performed the appropriate action in order to learn the secret. Could he be talking about the life-threatening game?
I see.
You're talking about the final dead room, right? You cleared the life-threatening game there and found something, didn't you?
That's right. The hint is what I saw after I cleared it. In the depths of the final dead room, there was a hidden room surrounded by concrete. And there, a small conspicuous window waiting, all by itself. From that window, I saw some very strange scenery.
Strange scenery?
Instead of explaining it, it might be faster just to show you. At an opportune time, I found a perfect camera in the final dead room.
Oh shit! Wait, he actually took a picture! Oh, I gotta see it now!
Took a picture?
Oh hell yeah, Nagito, coming in clutch! Send us the goods!
Yep.
Nagito grinned creepily as he retrieved a small digital camera from his inner pocket. Oh yeah, the camera was in the... It was actually in the escape room.
See?
I forgot about that.
This is it.
As he said that, he showed us a peculiar picture. Huh?
Let me explain it to you again.
Wait, what does this mean?
I took this picture on the first floor of Strawberry House, from the secret room within the final dead room.
Wait, what? How does this actually explain anything?
But don't you think it's weird?
Yes.
If the Funhouse's structure is what you guys have been thinking, then there's lots of things that don't make sense in this picture, right?
Yes. Lots of things that shouldn't make sense in this picture. It means the exterior doesn't match what our thoughts were.
Then let's begin. Shall I call it thinking time?
Shut the fuck up, Nagito. What doesn't make sense in this picture? It has to be the building. It's a tower, right? There's only one tower in this picture. That's what I've been thinking all along. Wait, no. Is it this? Or is it the trees?
Here.
It's the trees. Yeah, because the trees create a gap between the towers.
You said this photo was taken from the hidden room inside the final dead room, right? If that's the case, then that means it should have been taken from the first floor of Strawberry House.
Yeah, it should have been.
Then this is definitely strange. This photo doesn't look like it was taken from the first floor. The angle suggests it was taken from higher up.
I see. And is that it?
Nagito said there's lots of things that don't make sense in this photo, which means there are other contradictions contained in it. Wait, what doesn't make sense in this picture? Well, obviously the trees. But is it the tower? No.
Crap!
No.
Crap!
Is it outside?
Here! If the structure of the funhouse is what we thought it was, Grape House and Strawberry House should link to the tower in the middle, which means if you're viewing the tower from Strawberry House, you should see Grape House behind it. But in this photo, I don't see anything behind the tower. No shadow, no shape, no Grape House at all.
That's right. Good call. In summary, this is the truth contained in this photo. The first floor of Strawberry House is located in a high area, and Grape House is not behind the tower.
It's not? Are you saying that Grape House is merely an illusion spell cast by Monokuma's cursed eye?
From this point on, do your own thinking. Now that you've finally met the same requirements as me, if you guys are truly symbols of hope, you can easily solve a simple mystery like this. It might be possible for Hajime to solve it too, even though he's just a normal high school student. Despite the fact that you don't have a real talent, you already know about the other clue.
The other clue? Oh, the ultimate weapon, right? Is he talking about that one time? Wait, what? Oh! Wait, that's the ultimate weapon? Being able to go from each house? Is that what it is? Not the wire?
You're referring to when you suddenly appeared on the second floor of Grape House, right?
I'm asking you just to be safe. At the time, where do you think I came from?
The top floor, right?
Such sharp eyes. So you realized it already?
Top floor. So the third floor?
But the Monokuma archive should be the only room on the third floor of Grape House.
What does it mean?
Was that thing just now another hint to figure out the mystery behind the funhouse's structure? The reason Nagito appeared on the third floor. Using the photo he took, it might be able to find the answer if I just think about it. Alright, let's do this. So we're doing a logic dive. Okay, alright. Let's see if I can figure this out. Alright. See if I can remember how to play this. Okay, that's how I do that. That's how I do that. Great, I know how to play. Oh, what questions are you gonna ask me? I'm... Oh, it's always so stressful dealing with Nagito. Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, maybe I should not be constantly speeding up, because these things barely spawn! Okay, yeah, let's actually not... There we go. Yeah, let's slow down a little bit. Okay, question 1. Do Strawberry House and Grape House both exist? Yeah, they both exist. Because how else would all the students be able to stay in individual houses at the same time? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, gotta play it safe. Yeah, I gotta play this safe. Okay, I gotta learn to brake. Whoa, 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 whoa! I'm actually really glad they're making Logic Dive more difficult. Yeah, as a like platformer. I'm really appreciating that. Okay, question 2. Are Strawberry House and Grape House the same building or different buildings? They're different buildings. They have to be. There's no way that Strawberry House and Grape House are the same building. They have to be different. No, they're the same building. Oh, because they're the same. Oh my god. Oh my god. You have to rethink that question. Because they are the same building in terms of the same structure. They're just different houses in the same structure. Oh my god. Yeah, you have to completely rethink that question. Alright. What fresh hell are we gonna run into? Ooh. I don't like this. I don't like this. Okay. Question 3. How are Strawberry House and Grape House positioned with each other? Vertically or horizontally? Gotta be horizontal, right? They're next to each other. No, they're vertical? They're on top of each other? Wait, how are they on top of each other? That doesn't make any sense. Alright, Nagito, explain. You're the one that knows and not us. Cause that doesn't make any sense. So does that mean there are 6 floors to this area?
It's all coming together. Got it. I know the secret of the Funhouse.
Then let me hear it. What kind of answer will you give, I wonder?
In the picture Nagito took from Strawberry House, I didn't see Grape House at all. So where did Grape House go? There is only one possibility. It was in a position where it couldn't be seen from Strawberry House. Which means Strawberry House and Grape House are in the same building, but on different floors.
Same building, different floors?
Then the 2 houses aren't 2 different 3-story buildings. They're actually one 6-story building?
If you think about it like that, based on Nagito's picture, it's clear where Strawberry House is located.
Where Strawberry House is located? The floors below Grape House or the floors above? It would have to be below Grape... No, shoot! I was thinking about it wrong. No, it's above. Grape House is above. Yeah.
On top of Grape House. That's where Strawberry House is located. Because of that, the photo taken from the first floor of Strawberry House was at a high angle. Altogether, this means the first floor of Strawberry House is also the 4th floor above Grape House.
Oh, snap! I never expected that the 2 houses were connected vertically.
But what about the shape of the building? The 2 houses were completely different shapes.
Strawberry House is 4-sided, and Grape House is 6-sided, right?
It never occurred to us that they were the same building because it was structured with 2 different shapes. A quadrilateral and a hexagon, overlaid atop each other to misdirect how we would perceive them.
Oh, yeah. Because the rectangle would fit inside of the hexagon.
And it worked, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Disregarding the tower, we fully believe the 2 houses were 2 separate, distinct buildings.
It also makes sense because the Octagon were the outer layers of Strawberry House, which makes sense why the final dead room was in Strawberry House. Because they could use those shaved off edges of the tower for the reward of the final dead room. Oh my god, that makes so much sense!
In order to conceal the unique design of the Funhouse, Monokuma put us to sleep so we couldn't look at the outside of the building when he brought us to it.
You've just been Kuma'd!
And you guys have also been Kuma'd, because that's gonna be the end of the episode! Haha, cliffhanger! Thank you all so much for watching, and next time on Danganronpa 2, we're gonna continue this class trial! I still have no idea what the fuck's going on. See you guys then! Oh yeah, bye.